Everybody hit the like button as they come in. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell. I seen the Tucker and Simpson fight tonight. It's a pretty good fight. Also seen the other fight that came on earlier. I ain't watched the main event fight. Probably on right now. I ain't even watching. I was just gonna talk about I was actually supposed to talk about this yesterday with this Tank and Roach situation. I just waited on it. From what I seen, I don't know. I thought it was a big deal going into it, but I think they probably gonna have a press conference coming up soon, and it's gonna be a lot of fireworks. That's what I came up with as far as after seeing everything. But I think the next press conference they're gonna have is gonna be a lot of talking, stuff going on. But Tank is in a very tough spot right now. And to be honest with you, I seen a lot of surprises before I got on here. A lot of people think Lamont Roach was a fluke last fight. I'm gonna say that right now. A lot of people think Lamont Roach was a fluke. They're not really taking him serious. I'm telling you right now. At this point, people should just put it on everything that Tank gonna beat Roach next fight. Cause nobody, it seems like people don't got a lot of faith in Roach this next fight. Not from what I'm seeing. I'm hearing everybody saying that's the best Roach, best version of Roach. But I'm gonna tell you right now, it sound good, but we haven't even talked about the point that Lamont Roach had the flu a few days before he even fought Tank, and could have called out the fight. That actually could have happened recently. So for people to just walk around and be like, "Yeah, that's the best version of Roach," man, that's false. That's definitely the most wrong thing I've heard said in boxing 2025. That was not the best version of Lamont Roach. The dude was sick a couple of days before the fight. Then he had to lose weight and make weight. We're seeing how that ain't easy recently with a lot of guys missing weight. But yeah, Lamont Roach out here bullying this man. People like, man, he's celebrating like he a champion. He is a champion. What are we talking about? He is a champion. Whether Tank had grease in his eye or not, he ain't do nothing to Roach. So I don't know why everybody out here talking like Tank ain't have space and opportunity to walk down Roach. It didn't happen. So to be honest with you, forget all the knockout stuff. I want to see some people saying that he gonna walk down Roach next fight. It's gonna be hard for people to bet on that. To bet on a knockout, they'll possibly do it, but some people won't even bet on him possibly even not walking this man down. Man, he didn't do it last fight, and I don't think he gonna do it next fight. Ain't nothing he was talking about the Roach was about inside the ring. So I hope it was just promotion. Let's hope so. Because the only person I heard say something about knocking somebody out next fight was Roach. He going to sleep next time. That's what he said. But as this fight get closer and closer, I'm just starting to realize, a lot of people starting to talk like Roach and Tank ain't fought already. And I'm just sitting back quiet. I don't really want to talk about it too much because once we get to the fight, if Tank don't knock this dude out, he gonna lose the fight. Lamont Roach gonna let his hands go even more the next fight. He gonna be better than he was the last fight. If he don't knock this dude out, it's gonna be a wrap. There's a lot of people out here selling tickets for Tank, talking about what he gonna do the next fight. If he don't knock this man out, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a lot of people hitting the quit button. And I'm already seeing it now. I'm telling you, when the man said something about retirement last year, people should have took it serious. Because what people don't realize, you don't hear a lot of times about Tank. Tank say, yeah, I'm the one. But he don't never say, yeah, I'm going to be the best as far as doing this, as accomplishments. He not even speaking it into existence. No accomplishments you can actually say, oh, yeah, he trying to do this, and this. Bro, he doing everything he said he want to do. He getting the bag. You know what I'm saying? Biggest thing since Floyd. He doing that. But when people say, oh, he gonna beat this guy, that ain't what he talking about. That ain't what he talking about. That ain't what he doing. That ain't how he been moving. And he ain't gonna never move like that. It sound good in the conversation, but Tank Davis ain't gonna never move like that. If you're an old fan or a real fan, you just gotta realize he ain't gonna never move like that. What's going on, Aaron? What's up, dog? He ain't gonna never move like that. But I'm seeing people trolling Roach and stuff. Telling you, it's gonna go bad, bro. I'm picking Roach next fight. And the way they're dragging their feet with this whole fight situation, it's kind of bad. You know what I'm saying? Roach being smart about it, he's just gonna start training like, the fight gonna happen August 16th, whether it's signed or not. I don't know what the situation is, but they should have a press conference within the next 2 weeks. So you know what I'm saying? We're gonna see what Tank mindset is when the press conference happens, but he ain't just gonna be sitting there quiet. He gonna be flustered. We're gonna see what the reporters ask Tank Davis. That's gonna be the good part. See what kind of questions they start asking him as far as the knee and everything. How does he respond to reporters asking him about the knee and uh, getting hit in the eye with his braid or whatever? Because they're gonna have to ask him that for the next 8 weeks. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of stuff going on that's gonna be new for him. But as far as the fans, people guaranteeing knockouts. And I'm telling you right now, I heard a lot of excuses the last fight. I heard stuff about Lamont Roach's mom. She came up. I'm hearing stuff about that's his homeboy. It don't look too friendly right now. Now, if Tank homeboy end up ending his career, it ain't gonna be too friendly. I'm just gonna be real. You said Tank will be KO by 9th to 10th round. Hey, it's looking that way right now. Hey, it's looking that way right now. The reason why I say that is I don't see Tank pressing the gas like that the next fight. Because the last time he did press the gas, he almost got caught, and he did get caught. He almost got dropped. Y'all see the clip when he get hit in the chin and he almost fell and he wobbled? Yeah, he was trying to go forward then, like Frank Martin, like he did against Frank Martin, but he said, I'm picking Roach too, but I don't know if I'm going to bet on it yet. Yeah, me either. I don't know about that, bro. Betting on that is a Hail Mary right now. Any fight with Tank putting the bet down, I don't know right now. But yeah, Lamont Roach was definitely sick before the last fight, so I see a better Lamont Roach. I'm confident in saying that. And I don't know how Tank is in rematches. Let's just say people say Tank fought Lamont Roach before, right? Let's just say hypothetically that Lamont Roach, he fought Tank in the past, right? So if that was a rematch, then Lamont Roach basically dominated in the rematch. People will say it's a draw, but I know what time it is. You can say it's a draw, but I don't see nobody running around saying Tank won the fight. Bro, people can play if they want to, bro. Ain't nobody running around saying Tank Davis won the fight. Ain't nobody that's a Tank Davis fan saying Tank won the fight. Why are we having a rematch? Ain't no need for a rematch. You're gonna always find some kind of fans running around saying that. You telling me it ain't no fan? Everybody agrees that it was a draw. Nobody agrees that Tank won the fight. It ain't no reason to have a rematch. It's a lot of capping going on. Being real with y'all. They know this man lost that fight. He gonna go out there and lose. If he lose the Roach, they gonna move on. They gonna move on. Watch. They are gonna move on because I don't see him outboxing Roach like that. I think what Roach gonna do, he gonna take a couple of things that Eastside Cruz did. He gonna use those to his advantage, which he already did before, but he gonna do it even more next fight. And he gonna press. Yeah, it's gonna be a dangerous fight, man. I'm telling you. They can sleep if they want to. But I'm seeing the stuff people saying to Roach, and you gotta realize they were trolling Roach the last fight. So they was trolling Roach the last fight. It didn't work. Now you trolling more. And then people like, oh, he's celebrating a draw. Some people saying a loss, like he actually lost the fight. That's the crazy part. They don't even know the man had a draw. Yeah, but he was moving the same way before the last fight. But if you think that Tank can go out there and have his way, you obviously ain't see the last fight. It's, what I see though, this kind of has Tyson Fury versus Usyk too written all over it. Because what did Tyson Fury start doing before the second fight? He started acting weird. He ain't work out at the public workout. And to be honest with you, I don't know if everybody know it, but shoot, who knows if Tank had a hard time losing weight last time or not? From what I seen, it looked like he had a hard time losing weight last fight. People can say what they want, but I can point out fights right now where Tank looked bigger in a fight than he did that last fight against a Roach. So if he's struggling to stay at 35 like that, because he would have been at 130 if he really was at 130 like that, he would have been at 130. He's already fighting at 130 right now. He would have been at 130 already. So he at 35 for a reason. So if he filled out all the way at 35, because I'm telling you, last time, what? Yeah, that's because Tank lost a little bit too much weight, man. He lost too much weight. He probably losing muscle now. So now you fighting guys who able to hold their muscle, and you got to lose your muscle to make weight. It's probably about that time to move up. That might be a factor in this fight. I'm telling you. That right there, and Lamont Roach being sick, 5 days before the fight? A week before the fight? That could change everything. He might get stopped the next fight. I'm telling you, he might get stopped the next fight. I told everybody last fight, Lamont Roach is going to walk forward and walk him down. It's not finna be on the back foot. He wasn't going to run. Yeah, I know. I think that yeah, but he just gonna have to walk it off. I think by the time he gets to the fight, he gonna realize I just gotta take this. If it is a loss, he just gotta take it like a man. If he win, you know, it's gonna be a good win. But that build up and that press conference, that's what's really gonna be hard for him. The questions they gonna be asking, the pressure gonna be on him to perform. Everybody gonna be like, "Yeah, Tank, I know you gonna get him next time." So now they guaranteeing a knockout from now until Lamont Roach and Tank fight. Everybody guaranteeing Tank to get a knockout. His homeboys, everybody, family members, they guarantee he'll get a knockout. So what he gonna do? He gonna press, and Lamont Roach know that. Last fight, it wasn't no pressure on Tank to really do nothing. This fight, the pressure on him. Whether people realize it or not, they think the pressure on Lamont Roach to survive. Lamont Roach passed the survive point. The point he at now, he almost stopping dude. It was no point in the last fight when somebody thought Lamont Roach was gonna get stopped by Tank. Not one point in the fight. That's what Tank gonna have trouble at. He got to show that he can outbox Lamont Roach round after round. His punch output is very low. He really ain't jabbing like that. And he was moving a lot. So what, he gonna stand there? I don't know. We're gonna see. Like I said, man, he looked smaller last fight. We watched the tape for a while now. He looked very small last fight. I feel like I don't know, man. I don't know what he eating. He getting older now. But it looks like it's getting harder for him to lose that weight. He's still a big 135 compared to most people. You know what I'm saying? It's a small 135, but he's still a big 135 when you really look at it. I was looking at him and Rolly recently. Him and Rolly about the same size. People think Rolly super small, but I'm looking at Tank and Rolly weigh in just recently. And Tank the same size when they weighed in. So yeah, he might be going to the next fight a little drained himself. Go look at all Tank weigh-ins, the last few weigh-ins he had. Just look at the pictures or whatever. All them weigh-ins, he different sizes. Bro ain't just eating no salads or whatever. So I see everybody say, man, Lamont Roach, he's celebrating too much drinking and beer. Yeah, Tank ain't eating no salads and eating no vegan recipes right now. So yeah, Lamont Roach good. You gotta think about it. He moving up. So he beefing up even more. Now he got more time. He know he ain't finna fight 130. Now he beefing up, putting more muscle on. So he gonna be even bigger in the next fight. And Tank gonna be that same size. And you got to look for one shot. Cause I don't see no combinations being put together by him. He ain't putting no combos together. Lamont Roach putting together combos. He putting them together and he counter punching at a high level. That's what people ain't talking about too. Tank really couldn't get nothing off because of the way Lamont Roach was counter punching. That's why he almost got dropped. He looked at him like, oh, caught me off guard. Yeah. I'm not finna move around the ring like Frank Martin was. And I fought you before. Come on, man. You tripping. So yeah, when I really looked at that fight, I want to say a couple of weeks before it happened, I was like, oh yeah, this is a bad matchup right here. It's a very bad matchup. I'm telling you, it's gonna go bad, bro. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I had Tank winning the rematch for like the last month, probably month and a half. And I changed my mind on that one. I'm going with Lamont Roach again. I'm going with him again on this fight. I think he's gonna be stronger. And he going for the knockout for real. I don't see Tank being aggressive like that in the next fight. If he does, it's gonna go bad. He's gonna have to be first. I'm telling you, the thing that's gonna make him go bad is the build up. If this was like during the pandemic and we ain't had no build up, if they was doing like you know, video press conferences, Tank could be good right now. But the fact that they gotta go and do press conferences at these arenas or whatever, and then you gotta have the reporters ask you a lot of questions about the last fight, taking the knee, and uh, would you fight Shakur, and why you pressure gonna add up? It definitely is. That's what's really gonna change everything. I already know what time it is, and it's a long summer. And the fact that people really ain't talking about it, they like just expecting to change the next fight. I don't know, man. I don't really expect no changes from Tank this next fight. To be honest with you, I think he in a bad spot right now. I think he would. I think he would have been better off fight Eastside Cruz twice instead of fighting Lamont Roach. He could have fought anybody on his resume twice except Lamont Roach. Him fighting Lamont Roach is a bad decision. These fans have put him in a bad spot. Then they saying he got a lot of stuff going on. This ain't the time to be taking fights like this. Then he comes out and says he feeling like himself. That's cool. That's cool. He said he. I don't know why he wasn't feeling like himself. You know what I'm saying? I don't know when he wasn't feeling like himself. You said no one cares. We all know Cockroach gonna take a dive. Who gonna take a dive? No, you said Roach gonna take a dive? Nah, that's Lamont. Nah, that's Ryan Garcia out here taking dives. The only person who took a dive against Tank was Ryan Garcia. Lamont Roach definitely not taking dives. If they would have gave Lamont Roach the win, we'd be moving on right now. What are we talking about? You talking about dives? Did you watch the last fight? Tank should have fought Lamont Roach again already. They wasted Lamont Roach time. Lamont Roach the one that got fights lined up. He was supposed to fight Shakur next. We could have had boxing moving in the right direction, man, if they would have just counted the knee. They know what time it is out here. Look, they ain't got to count no knees. They ain't got to count no knees, but guess what? Tank ain't putting Lamont Roach down. He couldn't even drop Lamont Roach last time. You said Lamont Roach will in the rematch. Yeah, that sound good. How that go last fight though? So you had Tank last fight? So you think that taking a knee is not a knockdown in boxing too? You finna get Tank knocked out, boy. You don't even know it. Y'all finna get Tank knocked out. I seen the comment section recently when people was talking about what Shakur said as far as the rematch to Lamont Roach fight. These fans finna get Tank knocked out, bro. And they not finna do nothing for him after he get knocked out. They finna get him knocked out. It's the wrong rematch for people to be forcing him in. Y'all should have had him fight Eastside Cruz again or something. All these casual fans who've been watching boxing for a little bit, y'all finna get Tank whole everything he been working for the last 20-some years, 30 years. He finna get knocked out, bro. I'm telling you. I don't know why y'all talking about Lamont Roach like that. I don't know if y'all seen the fight last time. I think that y'all really believe that braid stuff he been saying. You finna get bro knocked out. By the time 2026 get here, you're not finna be talking about him. Matter of fact, he got a draw. Ain't nobody talking about him now. I said this a couple of months ago. I said, man, once bro run into some trouble, everybody gonna jump off the bandwagon. This dude ain't even lost yet. And everybody like, yeah, I'm good on him. They know what time it is. They finna get bro knocked out, man. I'm telling you that right now. Y'all finna get these dudes retired. They gonna leave boxing with Canelo in a minute. Y'all gonna have a lot of these young guys leave boxing with Canelo. Y'all keep forcing Tank and Ryan Garcia into these tough positions, tough fights. They're gonna be leaving boxing with Canelo. The same time Canelo retired, Tank gonna be like, yeah, I'm hanging it up too. Gonna get dude knocked out, man. I'm be real with you. I like Tank. But the way people talking about Tank right now, he ain't throwing no combinations. His counter punching was terrible the last fight. I'm seeing people talking about he won a whole bunch of rounds the last fight. Bruh, y'all finna get dude knocked out. That was his friend did him like that last time. Do people realize Tank was fighting his friend last time? Everybody talking about, yeah, him and Roach friends. Why y'all trolling his friend then? If Tank and Roach so friendly, why y'all trolling Roach? All he did was fight his friend. His friend wanted to fight him. You know what I'm saying? They said he was just giving him a payday. Look at Tank getting his homeboy a payday, man. He giving a young black man a payday. Not everybody out here like, man, Roach act like he did. He's celebrating like he won. Y'all see how they switched up? These dudes shook out here, bro. They out here scared. Lamont Roach got these dudes shook right now. Lamont Roach got these fans shook. I haven't seen nothing like this in boxing ever. This is like Buster Douglas getting a draw. I haven't seen anything like this before in boxing. Lamont Roach really out here bullying these dudes like Thanos or something. He got these fans really scared right now. I'm talking about before the fight happened, everybody was like, oh man, Roach, that's Tank homeboy, that's his friend. See, you see how Tank love Lamont Roach mama? I'm like, that ain't got nothing to do with boxing. Dudes is super fanned out. That ain't got nothing to do with boxing. Yeah, man, Tank, he trying to be nice in front of Lamont Roach mama. Now everybody like, yeah, Roach, why you talking bad about Tank, man? Yeah, they know what time it is. I thought that was Tank's friend. That dude finna end Tank career, man. And the fans making it worse. I'm telling you. It's certain fighters y'all be trolling. Y'all really don't want to troll these guys. They trolling like the worst fighters to troll. I don't know why they think trolling guys like Benavidez is the move. Crawford. Roach. It didn't work last time. I mean, all of y'all troll Roach. You made fun about his name. You know, like old boy just call him Cockroach. I mean, you said all that last time. I'm actually glad people still doing that because I mean, guys finna get smoked like a blunt. I'm telling you, y'all finna get old boy smoked out here badly. I'm talking about the way y'all trolling Roach. I'm like, wow. I'm not even mad about it or nothing. I'm just saying, for real. If I was a fan of Tank, which I am, I would sit back and chill right now. I would not be trolling Lamont Roach. He ain't got nothing to lose. Bruh, trust me. As each day go by, he get more famous. Tank is quiet right now. He's acting like he lost. People can say what they want about the draw. He ain't outside. We in June right now. And he ain't outside like that. It's 100 degrees and he ain't outside. So we know what time it is. And this is his homeboy. People got to realize that. So whatever happened against Tank and Roach in the last fight, it didn't got so bad to the point where people feel like Lamont Roach ain't Tank friend no more. What happened in that fight? Now, if I was somebody who never seen the fight before, I'd be like, hey, man, Tank just fought his homeboy, his friend, Lamont Roach. You know, Tank is good friends with his mom, dad, and everybody. They'd be like, oh, yeah, man. Why everybody talking bad about Lamont Roach now? Because of the way the fight went, man. Did Tank lose? Nah, it was a draw. Why they acting like he lost? I don't know. I don't know why they acting like he lost. I know one thing, dude's days is numbered. 2025 finna look crazy. This ain't gonna be like these other years in boxing. If you the face of boxing, you got to show it this year. It sound good, but you know, you got to show up though. That's one thing about it. Everybody say Floyd this, Floyd that. Floyd got in the ring. That's the reason most of y'all know who Canelo is. Before we start comparing dudes to Floyd, if they can't be homeboy, they shouldn't be in no conversation with no Floyds or anybody else, especially a fighter who undisputed. Yeah, this year you got to show up, bro. All that hyping stuff up, you got to show up. These fans can't fight for you. I don't care who you is. It could be my favorite fighter. I can't fight for them. They got to show up. The fact that dude's running into trouble right now, it's going to be a long year in boxing. I'm telling y'all right now. Dudes better not lose before Shakur Stevenson. You're really supposed to have a loss right now. It's really supposed to be Tank with a loss. You know, people talking about that wasn't a knee. Okay. That's really supposed to be a loss, man. We're going to keep it real. Let's keep it real. For Lamont Roach to even have him doing all that, he almost dropped. People act like he ain't almost get dropped. We seen him almost get dropped. He looked like somebody ran behind him or something. And Lamont Roach is not known as a power puncher, but he got power. Tank almost got dropped. People keep saying, man, Lamont Roach can get knocked out. Bruh, did y'all watch the fight, bruh? Tank almost got knocked out. And the man took a knee during the fight. Even if he didn't take a knee, the man almost got knocked out. I mean, his leg, it looked like he was sitting in the chair. His eyes went all over the place. And the first thing people say is, yeah, when the rematch come around, we're gonna see Lamont Roach get knocked out. No, I highly doubt. I mean, I doubt it. I don't see that happening. Tank gonna have to outbox this guy. Lamont Roach got a chin. The only time he did get knocked down, it was a flash knockdown. It wasn't like he was hurt. So as far as I've known, Lamont Roach got a chin. His counterpunching is crazy. If you seen the counterpunching he was doing against Tank. So yeah, he gonna be in some trouble, man. Just being honest with you. He gonna be in some trouble. And another thing people didn't notice was Lamont Roach he really wasn't paying attention to the crowd like that. At all. Nothing like that. I already knew that was gonna happen. That's why when Tank was saying to the crowd, man, what y'all booing for? Man, you gotta ignore all that, bro. So I'm already thinking in the next fight, he gonna go out there trying to let his hands go and put himself in trouble. That's why right now with Lamont Roach just talking, every time he say something, Tank just responding. And that's what Tank used to do to everybody else. Right? He used to be in the guy that's bullying people, trolling them. Now Lamont Roach is in the driver's seat. Yeah, people don't understand that. Lamont Roach is trolling this man. Like he does everybody else. Tank has never gotten done like this before, especially in public. He gonna respond by trying to let his hands go and make an impression. It's gonna be a lot of built up aggression that could go bad. But if he uses it the right way, he can definitely win the fight. But I just don't see it. There ain't a lot of good energy around it right now. Then the way he responded recently just didn't make a lot of sense. Roach is talking about inside the ring. He talking about outside the ring. That's not a good sign, bro. That's almost like Mike thinking about biting Holyfield ear. At that point, Mike like I ain't even thinking about the fight no more. So at this point, he ain't even thinking about trying to get get the rematch back. And that's the crazy part. You would think that Roach, and people say Roach is satisfied with the draw. I don't think he is. Like I said, I think Tank is satisfied with the draw. Ever since the fight ended. Matter of fact, before the fight ended, well, after the fight ended, before they announced the scorecards, I already knew Tank was happy with the scores. I was like, man, please. And Lamont Roach was what? Disappointed. That lets you know everything you need to know right there. And that's facts. Yeah, Roach won that fight without the knee, man. He was, a lot of people was talking about Tank won a lot of rounds. Man, please. Landed 5 punches. These dudes hear somebody throw a hard punch and they like, yeah, they won the whole round right there. Man, stop it. What you think this is? Dragon Ball Z? These dudes see somebody do one Kamehameha, now they like, yeah, he won the whole round. This is boxing. Yeah, they tripping. That's what I don't like about when people be scoring Tank fights. They hear one hard shot, bro, and they just like, yeah, they won the round right there. He was hurt. Lamont Roach wasn't hurt at all in that fight. Of course, he had some marks on his face because he was standing there the whole fight. He don't get no credit for standing in front of Tank. And they asked Lamont Roach, don't run, stand in front of Tank. If you stand in front of him, you'll get knocked out. Stood in front of him, ain't getting no credit for it. That's the thing that made me the most angry about the fight, bro. This man stood in front of Tank Davis all night and got no credit for it. Ain't nobody saying, man, he got a chin. Nothing. So at this point, it's like, yeah, man, Roach, get him up out of there, dog. That's the only thing that's gonna change boxing. Roach going out there stopping Tank, so he need to go ahead and do it. I can see it happening. The closer we get to the fight, I'll take that. I'll take that serious about Roach by KO. And I'm being for real too. I'm not trolling. I'm being for real. And the reason why I'm saying that, I had to think about it. Roach gonna be a lot better than what people realize. I keep hearing people say, "Man, that was the best Roach I've seen. That was the best I've seen from him." I mean, to be honest with you, that was one of the best fights I've seen from Tank under those circumstances. If people want to be real, and I'm gonna go back and look tonight. What's up, J Man? Shout out to my dog J Man. What's going on with you? And I'm gonna go back to look tonight, man. I'm gonna see if Tank, uh, as far as his punches, I'm gonna see if he threw more punches against Eastside Cruz compared to Lamont Roach. I want to see something because a lot of performances or whatever, bro, that was one of his best performances he had. These dudes will not be watching Tank Davis, bro. A lot of these dudes, man, they put so much. I'm telling you, bro, they put one little narrative out there and they go crazy. It spread like a virus. This man, that was not one of his worst performances. He was getting outboxed by Rolly. He was getting outboxed by Rolly to the point where Ryan bet like $30,000 in the middle of the fight. So y'all telling me Ryan sitting ringside watching Rolly fight Tank. And he like, yeah, man, Rolly, I'm finna bet $30,000. That means Rolly was winning. Okay, so he was getting outboxed by Rolly. Um, what else? Against Eastside Cruz, we seen how that went. Against Gamboa had one leg for like 11 rounds, and the fight went 12 rounds. And Gamboa couldn't go nowhere. He stood in the middle of the ring. Uh, the Barrios fight went 11 rounds, and Barrios was boxing well in that fight. So in a lot of fights, Tank got outboxed, man. You know what I'm saying? If we want to keep it a buck. So in that Roach fight, he was actually looking good in that fight. Because most of the time he gets outboxed. Even Frank Martin was getting off shots against Tank. Man, don't let these people fool you, man. These fans gonna get Tank knocked out, bro. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I did not know Lamont Roach was getting trolled that much right now. He getting trolled a lot. He probably the most trolled boxer right now. And they did it last time, it didn't work. Yeah, it's not gonna work. It's gonna go bad this time. But yeah, man, those narratives out there they be putting out there, and people just say it too, and they be big time guys that just say it. Oh yeah, man, that's the worst we done seen Tank probably. No, it ain't, bro. Tank was getting he was going toe to toe with Ryan. He dropped Ryan a couple of times, but he was still going toe to toe with Ryan. And then Rolly, come on now, why you even competing with Rolly? We done seen Rolly get outboxed plenty of times. We seen what Eastside Cruz did to Rolly. So Tank and Rolly shouldn't even been competitive like that. Well, yeah, his performance with Lamont Roach was one of his best performances. So if he's able to do that again, that's gonna be a plus. It'll be an A plus if he can do it. That's definitely one of his best performances. They're gonna be like, yeah, Roach, that was one of his best performances. I don't know if he could do that again. Man, that was one of his worst performances. The man had the flu like 5 days before the fight. He was moving up to 135 from 130. He's fighting the hardest puncher under what, 147, 140? So what are we talking about? He the one who needs to improve. And he wasn't really letting his hands go until late in the fight. So yeah, that's the guy who really needs to be feared in the next fight. And he almost dropped Tank. I can't believe, bro, you almost dropped Tank in the fight. And people just like, yeah, man, you know, Tank gonna knock him out next time, though. It's almost like, why would I even fight Tank? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't even know why any boxer should fight Tank Davis after what Lamont Roach did. You ain't finna get credit, bro. Y'all fight Lamont Roach. I mean, fighting Tank Davis is a waste of time in boxing. The only thing you're gonna do is mess up your own career. You can go out there and make this man take a knee. You can wobble him, make his head spin around, and you ain't finna get no credit. They still gonna say you're gonna get knocked out. You ain't good. You celebrating a draw. You acting like you won the fight. So right now, Lamont Roach really showing people that, you know, fighting Tank Davis ain't really it ain't really worth it. You ain't finna get no credit for beating him. It's almost like going against the Globetrotters. Like, you supposed to lose. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let the Globetrotters go around you and dribble the ball. It's like, man, what had Lamont Roach gotten credit for out of that performance? What could he have done better? What, drop Tank all the way to on his back? Yeah. So it goes to show really that Shakur Stevenson. I'm gonna give another example too. This is the bad part about this. If Shakur Stevenson would have went out there like and did what Lamont Roach did against Tank Davis, he would have got a draw. I want everybody to think about that real quick because people say Shakur Stevenson be running. So if Shakur Stevenson would have went out there and fought like Lamont Roach did against Tank, he would have got a draw. So at this point right now, you got to go out there and knock out Tank to get a win. Tank talking about he got to get a knockout to beat Devin Haney. Shoot, you got to get a knockout to beat Tank. If you don't knock out Tank Davis, bro, you going home, bro, with nothing. Don't let them people fool you. They acting like he got to get a knockout, bro. You got to knock him out. I'm telling you that right now. If you don't knock out Tank Davis, you going home with nothing. If Shakur Stevenson fight him right now, he's gonna have to knock him out. Because you telling me that anybody go out there like Lamont Roach did the last fight, if they fight like he did against Tank, you ain't finna get no wins. And Tank really ain't show out in the fight last time. So I don't even know how they gonna score the fight this time. So if the fight go the same way it did last time, you gonna hand out another draw? Or are you gonna just pick a side and be like, you know what, I'm just giving the Roach. Because you know last time he did. So now they're gonna be scoring this fight off the last fight. Because it could go out there and happen the same way. It's a good chance the fight can go the same way it did last time without the knee and everything. But it could still be split down the middle where you won't know who won. It just be one of those situations. Where it's like, hey, they should have just walked away from the last fight. So now you got to pick a side. Then it's gonna be controversy. People gonna be like, "Oh well, they just gave it a roach," but Tank did more in this fight than he did the last fight. So how did he lose? How he lose this fight when he did more in the rematch than he did in the first fight? You know what I'm saying? So it's too many things already factor into it. So, but I still think Roach could change the game with a knockout, man. But I'm telling you, he bullying that man right now. He said when the Box the World gonna talk about how Calvin and Kenny's fighters been getting worked lately. It's war been down, Devin need a new trainer. Yeah, I know, man. Them dudes be getting whooped. I mean, to my Truck Simpson. Yeah, Truck don't be letting them hands go, man. A lot of them dudes be loading up on shots, bro. They don't be throwing a lot of combinations, and they don't be jabbing like that for real. It's like they load up on a lot of shots. They counter, punch in between shots, and load up on a lot of shots. That's just what it is. They're trying to go for that knockout every time. That's really what it is. It ain't no um that's why Tank moving around right now. Yeah, that's why Tank moving around. They don't know how to switch it up. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I forgot about Hackett. Yeah, you're right about Hackett. Hackett's still good though. He looked good against Pete Dobson, but I heard bro went up to 54. I told everybody originally Hackett big, bro. At 147, Hackett was huge. I wasn't paying attention like that, but bro was a big 147. I'm like, hold on, dude, like what, 23, 24 or whatever? I'm like, this dude big, man. Yeah, they got to get it together, bro. They're not really training that well right now. Ain't no discipline, look like, but they not switching it up. They teaching the same kind of style, like just the counter punching, throwing the hooks. That's about it. Same kind of style. They all got one style, bro. To be honest with you, if you really look at it, they all got one style. They really got to switch it up. That's why Tank was working with you know Barry Hunter. He was working with what Kevin Cunningham years ago. That's when everybody seen him getting those knockouts when he was around Cunningham. So yeah, maybe he need to go that back Cunningham or something. But right now, I don't know. I just think him and Roach is a bad style matchup, regardless. But those fighters, as far as like Truck and Hackett, I think those guys are just big, bro. To be honest with you, like those two guys, particular, those guys are big. Like a lot of these dudes need to watch their weight because a lot of these dudes young, but they gaining weight more than everybody else. Yeah, they big and got muscle. You can't really help that, but Truck and Hackett big though. Hackett is huge. But yeah, if you seen Truck Simpson, even tonight he looked big compared to forgot his name already. Oh, Tucker, Jai Tucker. He looked big compared to Tucker. He may be carrying too much muscle or something like that. Could be possible. Bro probably put on too much muscle and can't really punch like he used to. That's why he loading up on so many punches. Punch output then went down. That's why Tank, with him being skinnier, he's still able to carry that power. But he ain't throwing that many shots though. He never did anyways, but yeah, Simpson ain't really getting to it like that though. Yeah, but Calvin them, they gotta do something about that, man. The gym is definitely a lot of these gyms gonna be like that though. Because a lot of matchmaking, to be honest with you. Once these guys start fighting the best, especially like in America, it's gonna be a lot of people getting exposed. That's why you see certain boxers going around trying to figure out like how Haney be doing, working with certain trainers. There's a lot of guys doing that right now, trying to switch trainers and work with different people. But man, to be honest with you though, a lot of these guys ain't getting better in the like as far as they fights. They're not doing anything different. They're not getting better. They're doing the same thing from years ago. I think Truck, a lot of those guys. I think Hack is good though. I think Hack is good. That last fight he had with that Puerto Rican dude, that was a bad style matchup. And he a big dude too. I think he was a little weight trained in that fight. But Simpson, no, I think he's just too big, bro. He don't let us. He got load up on these shots. I think he a lot better than what he be fighting, but I don't think his body matches fighting style. The fighting style he should be fighting. He fighting more so like a cruiserweight or something right now. That ain't the style he need to be fighting. He need to get a little more skinnier. It might sound weird, but I'm being real. He need to get a little more skinnier. I think he need to stay out of the weight room and focus more on the retuning his body a little bit. Because the more he get bigger and bigger, the slower he get. The more of these power punches he throwing. Not really moving, not athletic. Kind of remind me of he turned it into K9 Bundrage. I ain't trying to be funny. K9 was a beast, but if y'all know who Cornelius Bundrage is, K9, that's who Truck Simpson turned into. If he don't start working on his body, you know, just a little too much muscle, man, at certain points. You ain't got to be a bodybuilder. If you look at the skinny version of him compared to this version, skinny version is a lot better. It's just that simple. He need to get back to being skinny. We seen what Jahi Tucker was. He was a lot skinnier than he was as far as his body type. And them punches was coming out. Boom, 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 boom. He ain't got to carry all that muscle. That's why he ain't looking to load up on those shots. But yeah, a lot of these boxers need to work with different trainers, man. You never know. Somebody might make you better. Working with the same guys from back in the day, it only worked for certain people. Once you get to a certain level, most guys is working with everybody or different people. I think that's probably what helped Loma back. Lomachenko was good, but they give his dad a lot of credit, but who knows? Maybe if he worked with somebody else, he would have got a lot better, a lot more power, or became a better power puncher. Who knows? But some of these guys need to move around a lot more. That's why Tank moving around, it kind of helps out for him. If it works, it works. He always did stuff like that. Tank always worked with a different trainer. That's why when people was tripping about it recently, I'm like, bro, he's always done that. He's always had 2 or 3 trainers in the corner. That's nothing new. But yeah, a lot of these fighters need to get better though. It's just simple. I ain't being funny or nothing, but bro, can't be taking L's to be on Twitter all day. Some of these dudes, they take a L, but they lock in. You don't see him for a while. Like even right now, Tank ain't took no loss, but he's still locked in. He like, hey, let me go ahead and make sure I lock back in. That's why he said, hey, I'm feeling like myself. Hey, at least he doing something. That shows why he at that level. But these other guys, they don't even be trying to lock back in. They just take a loss and be like, yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, some of these guys don't want to get a loss back, a draw, nothing. That's why Tank's still dangerous, but yeah, those trainers definitely got to get on the ball, man, as far as everything they're doing. They definitely got to be responsible. You the best trainers in the city. Can't let the city down. Having guys go out here looking flat, man. And I thought this was a bad matchup for Truck Simpson, anyways, especially after that last guy he fought, that South American dude that was on Pro Box. He had already lost to Hernandez. These some bad style matchups for him anyway. These some tough fights. I think that fight with Hernandez took a lot out of him, though. Yeah, it's crazy what's going on, man. It's wild. A lot of people eventually gonna end up probably going down there with Lamont Roach dad at. He hasn't been training. From what I heard, he hasn't been training a long time. But Lamont Roach dad, I would definitely have him on the list. Yeah, he be having some tough matchups, man. Oh, shout out to Blaze pound for pound. Shout out to Blaze, man. He said the Tank give Lamont his new number yet. Nah, I think Tank I don't know. I think they're gonna have a press conference next week. I'm hoping. If you look at the schedule, next week will be the start of what, 8 weeks until the fight happens. So I'm thinking they're gonna have a press conference before the 8 week 8 weeks happen before the fight happens. So I'm looking at a press conference possibly next week. We're gonna see. When that press conference happens, we're gonna see how much Tank and Lamont is still friends, man. I don't know if Tank and Lamont is still friendly. That press conference is gonna be good though. That's gonna be the best press conference of the year because we're gonna find out if Lamont Roach got his money yet as far as the bet, and they're gonna talk about the knee and everything. So that's all I'm waiting on, to be honest with you, because we know Lamont Roach gonna bring up the knee. Matter of fact, we're gonna make a bet on here. I'm gonna bring it up tomorrow, but we're gonna see. We're gonna make a bet and see if they're gonna ask Tank about the knee at the press conference. Everybody gonna make a bet. We're gonna say yes or no if they're gonna ask the question about the knee on the press conference when him and Lamont Roach announced the fight for the rematch in August. They're saying August right now. You know what I'm saying? Lamont Roach said he going back to camp next week. So if camp start next week for him, that's 8 weeks until August 16th. So yeah, the press conference right around the corner. But I think they got a lot more questions for Tank than they do Lamont Roach. Yeah, I can't wait for it. And then these dudes right here, man, they keeping up with everything Lamont Roach was doing. I think Lamont Roach probably had a glass of wine or something tonight. The dudes in the comments talking about, man, Lamont Roach, like, he drunk, man. He ain't gonna be ready for Tank. Come on, man. These dudes tripping. Yeah, Hernandez a beast. Yeah, I ain't seen him fight since he fought on Pro Box, but yeah, Hernandez is he need to be on a big card at this point. Bruh be showing out. But yeah, Lamont Roach was kind of tipsy tonight. They talking about some yeah, he ain't gonna be ready for that Tank fight. Man, that's 8 weeks away. Lamont Roach out here putting on weight. I bet he gonna be bigger the next fight. The next fight he gonna be bigger. That's gonna be the trouble that Tank gonna run into. See, last fight he was fighting a guy who was 130 that moved up to 135. This fight he gonna be fighting at 135. Man, I can't wait till this fight happen now. I'm getting hyped behind this. I'm looking at everything that's going on. I'm like, man, they out here talking like Lamont Roach is a bum. The only thing that can change these people's mind if he knock out Tank. This man needs to knock out Tank Davis next fight. Straight up. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna still be watching Tank like nothing happened. That's just me though. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. But everybody else, they gonna hit the ground running. They gonna be like, man, Tank got knocked out. He ain't that good. I just want to see if they real supporters at this point. Cause ain't no way. You ain't see Lamont Roach go out there and stand in the middle of the ring against Tank and he ain't getting no credit. That's insane. Yeah, exactly. That's true, J man. That is exactly true. That is true. I ain't gonna lie, man. I just want to see. To be honest with you, I don't even know how I feel about the exchange that Tank and Lamont Roach had the last fight when he almost got dropped. Because I feel like that was a good shot, but I don't know if to say that you know, I think Tank got a chin because he took the shot pretty good. He ain't hit the ground or nothing. But he can't take too many of those, bro. In the next fight. And for some reason, I just get the edge to Roach, man. He just outside the ring. I can't really see Tank winning a 12-round fight outboxing Roach. It's almost like he got to get a knockout. Yeah, I definitely see that. It's like he got to get a knockout. And you look at the celebrities and people that think he actually lost the last fight. It's pretty crazy. It's a big number. Oh, he fighting July? Okay, that's a bet. But yeah, it usually get worse for the opponent. I don't know how good Tank is in rematches though. He never had a rematch. Even though he fought Lamont Roach before, that could be a bad sign. But oh yeah, I seen that when he got wobbled. It took me a while to see that though. I seen that recently. Yeah, he did play it off. I ain't see it the first time. I seen that recently. I just got through watching that recently. Tank, Frank was moving way too much in that fight, man. I feel like Frank could have stood his ground a lot more. He would have saved his legs. I think him moving made him a lot more tired in that fight. And Tank was making him faint a lot in that fight for no reason. He was flinching. It's crazy. Yeah, he had Frank Martin number in that fight. He didn't have a lot of experience too. It went bad. It definitely went bad. But I don't know, man. I I really don't see a knockout the next fight, but to be honest with you, I can see Roach getting a knockout though. I said the same thing about Dubois and Joshua, but then I end up picking Joshua. Then at the last minute switching Dubois. But I don't know, man. I think with Roach actually fighting him in the ring recently, it's gonna help him out a lot. He said Tank don't crack like that either. He said Tank don't got no power like that. They asked Roach, is Tank the hardest puncher he been in the ring with? I think he said Loquendo's hardest puncher he been in the ring with. Puerto Rican fighter. That was pretty crazy. So his power really ain't scary to Roach. So Roach like, I'm really not even worried about his power. He said Frank had a good game plan until the ref told him he couldn't clinch anymore. Yeah, I don't know what's that about, J man. That's crazy to me. Certain fights they be like, you can't clinch. Then I'm seeing these other fights, these heavyweights, these other guys clinching all fight. They don't let the small guys clinch, but they let the heavy guys clinch though. Yeah, some of these referees be getting these dudes knocked out too. Yeah, he was done after that. You're right about that. Them referees be tripping about their clinching. What's going on, Chris? Yeah, man, I'm trying to find that video. Yeah, that's a fact, Chris. What happened to that video where you know what people don't talk about? What happened to that video? What happened to that video where that Russian guy had dropped Tank? Not Russian guy. It was like some Hispanic guy, Latino guy. He put out a video before Tank fought Lamont Roach when he was like in a match or something, and Tank took a knee. Did y'all see that? It was a video that got put out right before Tank fought Lamont Roach. I should have downloaded it. I was on live. Next time I'm gonna stop the whole live and download something if I see it. But it was a video that got put out, and Tank took a knee in the match. I don't know if it was an amateur match, but he took a whole knee and just took and got up and moved across the ring. Did the same thing he did against Lamont Roach. Same thing. And the video got put out like 2 weeks before the Lamont Roach fight. That's why when everybody was in here talking about, yeah, man. See, Devin Haney was punching Tank without him looking. He was talking to somebody while he was in the ring. Y'all notice that Tank did the same thing against Lamont Roach? This man did the same thing against Lamont Roach. He practices that. This man did the same thing. The same thing. When he reached out the ring and was talking to Calvin, wipe my face. That's the same thing he did. Again, I'm going to do a side by side for everybody. I'm going to do a video, all right? I'm going to do a side by side where I'm going to probably do it tonight and I'm going to put it out in the morning. And if anybody can let me know who that guy is, I'm going to try to look for the video. But it's a video out there where Tank was in a match where you're fighting the guy. And the guy hit him real hard like Lamont Rose did. He turned and took a knee like he did, and then he ran off. I'm like, bro, what is he doing? I ain't even posted. I was like, man, I don't even know what this is. Yeah, they know some people know what I'm talking about. They seen it before. But yeah, he got a history of doing stuff like this. So when I say it can go bad, it can go bad in August. So if Lamont Rose put on an extra 5 pounds of muscle, fill into 135 a little bit more, get a little more comfortable, he ain't got the flu 5 days before the fight like he did last time, he can definitely knock out Tank. Tank might go to sleep, bro. Bro, talking about some, I'm feeling like myself again. That ain't good, man. Don't let these dudes out here lie. I hear everybody saying, yeah, Tank back. Bro, when did he leave? See, he ain't even tell us that he wasn't feeling like himself. I know he ain't tripping because he had a that assistant or someone was putting out photos of him smoking. I hope that wasn't the reason. That ain't nothing to go through. That wasn't no big deal. That was just a disloyal, you know. We all got that going on. It's always somebody disloyal hanging around. But I'm telling you, Lamont Roach is definitely coming. But the only thing about Tank, like I said earlier, man, if Shakur Stevenson would have sat up here and fought Tank Davis the same way Lamont Roach did, they would have gave that man a draw. It ain't no reason for that man to fight Tank Davis. And I be hearing everybody say, hey, he gonna run when he fight Tank. No, he's not. He gonna fight him just like Lamont Roach did, and they gonna try to get his man a draw. That's the only reason I want to see Lamont Roach go out here and knock this man out. And I'm keeping it in the buck. I ain't gotta see it. You know, if it don't happen, I ain't gonna be mad. If Tank go out there and knock him out, it is what it is. But I'm just saying, if we having a rematch for a reason, that means Lamont Roach gotta get a knockout. That's all I'm saying. The rematch happening, so Lamont Roach gotta get a knockout. He can't go out there and stand his ground like he did last time. It ain't gonna work. Because then the next fighter that come around, if they fight the same way Lamont Roach did, and his name's Shakur or anybody else, then Lamont Roach gonna feel like he got robbed because he gonna be like, man, I fought the same way Shakur did. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's gonna set a bad precedent if they don't fix that real quick. Real quick. They better think about it. Because you know, Turkey putting out this no running rule stuff. It's finna get hard out here for a lot of people. You know, guys ain't gonna follow it because I just seen the Junior Olympics recently or Junior Amateurs. A lot of these guys boxing like Shakur Stevenson on there. If you want to be real about it, most boxers now is boxing like the young guys coming up. They boxing like Devin Haney and Shakur. Oh, you got that? That's what I'm talking about, Chris. Exactly. Chris know what I'm talking about. Exactly. Bet. The guy's named Julian. Oh, bet. If you got that, my email is can'tfaceitboxing@gmail.com. You can, if you got that, you can definitely send it. I'm trying to find that tonight. That's exactly the one I'm talking about. I already heard about Tank getting dropped by the Russian guy sparring. I already heard about that. But like I said before, though, people was gonna be surprised if Tank would have jumped in the ring with Jake Paul. They would have seen how much Tank weighed against Jake Paul. They face would have hit the ground, bro, like Roger Rabbit. They would have been surprised, bro. It's gonna be a lot of surprises people gonna see over the next couple of years. They're gonna be like, man, what's going on out here? They're gonna be surprised in a minute. They definitely gonna be surprised. But yeah, Roach need this. He need this win against Tank though. He really do. This would be like Roy Jones versus Tarver, you know, something like that. But Roach need this win against Tank though. If he don't, they're gonna put him in the background after this. They're gonna try to look past him. He need this win, and he knows it too. But man, the comments I'm hearing people say about Roach not having a chance in this fight, it's just I don't know, man. I got a bad feeling about this. I think they really setting Roach up to finish the job this time. Telling people that was the best. That was one of the best fights Tank done had in his career. Tank has not been outboxing everybody. That fight he had against Roach, that was an impressive performance against him because you got to think about it. He almost got dropped. He took a knee. He didn't throw a lot of punches half of the fight, and the man still had a draw. Amir, yeah, that guy Julian almost got Tank up out of there though. That's exactly who Chris talking about. So Roach saying he almost, I guess what Roach is talking about, I don't know if it's still going on now. So I'm not gonna report like I actually know. I was gonna talk about what Roach said as far as pulling out the fight and everything, but the information I got right now is Lamont Roach is going to training camp next week. So he gonna start training for the Tank fight. That's gonna be the 8 weeks that it's gonna start. The press conference gonna be next week or the week after that. I think it's more so gonna be next week before training camp start. Uh, and then what fights happen next week? I don't know if they got anything set up to where they're gonna do something next week. No, they don't got nothing set up. I don't think they got the Jake Paul stuff going on. I don't know unless they're gonna announce it during the week of Jake Paul fight. So I guess they're gonna announce that during the week of the Jake Paul fight. I don't think they're gonna wait until July. That'll be crazy. So yeah, I can see them announcing the fight next week. Fairly bit crazy. Oh yeah, Wilder fight next week. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out. Christian and Billy fight Friday. Yeah, he fight Friday. They gotta do y'all say that dude John Aravio? That dude punching, man. I think he at 135. Man, they got a dude at 135. This dude probably punching harder than Abdullah Mason, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. He punching that hard. I might put up his highlight tonight. I actually got a full fight tonight. I'm actually gonna post to see if they let it ride. I'm gonna post a full fight tonight. I'm gonna show y'all this dude Aravio. This dude punching. Him versus Abdullah Mason will be a good fight actually. I'm gonna bring that up when I get off of here. That dude punching for real. He said Tank put on 10 and 13 more pounds. Roach definitely can't stand. Roach got to reach more reach than Tank, but and he's scared to swing sometimes in that first match. Whoa, shaking like he stole. I mean, bro, the first couple of rounds, bro, they both was nervous though. Like the first few rounds, they wasn't really letting them hands go like that. Once it got to like the 6, 7 round, that's when they started letting them hands go. That's why we need another fight for real. It didn't really start getting going to like later on in the fight. But yeah, I know what you said. But he started catching him later on in the fight though. Roach almost sat him down though. Yeah, Wilder fight next week. It's gonna be a good fight. On the 27th. I think that's gonna be Thursday. Right now it's set for August. Right now, as far as I know, the fight is set for August. And Lamont Rose said he going to training camp next week, so that's gonna be the beginning of 8 weeks until August 16th. We got like 9 weeks until August 16th right now. Next week will be 8 weeks. So yeah, training camp gonna start next week. Hopefully they got a press conference start this week coming up. They need to go ahead and make that happen right now while they got the hype going. That's probably why him and Tank was going back and forth. I know Roach was talking about you want to pull out the fight and stuff like that, but as far as what he said the fight gonna happen because he gonna go to training camp for it in a couple of days. So as far as I know, it's still August 16th. Yeah, it's definitely August 16th right now. I can definitely say that. Right now, it's definitely August 16th. They definitely can't do September because Canelo fighting September with Crawford. They definitely can't do September. He said Tank got called with like, let me stop playing. Tank was acting too cool for real. Never seen Tank face so red. His face was red in another fight. His face was more red than that fight. I think he was more so just Tank using a lot of energy in that fight. I think I seen his face more red than that though, cause he had like a black eye one of those fights. But yeah, as far as like how his skin was looking, how pale he was looking, yeah, he looked red. Lamont Roach was tagging him in that fight. Yeah, Tank got to go back to jabbing and boxing, man. Trying to go for those knockouts and trying to line everybody up. But them days over with. This is definitely not. He can't do that no more. He got to go out there boxing like he was early in his career. But trying to line everybody up, nah. He gonna end up losing like that. It's gonna be his fault if he lose. I'm being real. It ain't gonna be Calvin's fault. Nobody else's fault. It's gonna be his fault if he lose. Because a lot of times he trying to line these dudes up instead of boxing. He giving up way too many rounds. He been getting away with it for a minute too. But he been waiting. He been lining too many guys up and waiting too long to score rounds. Waiting to the middle of the fight. Yeah, that's kind of his fault. If he starts early, he'll be able to steal rounds. He ain't got to worry about a knockout. It really can come to him. If I was Tank, I would start fast and let these dudes walk straight into a shot. But he want to do the chasing and stuff, and that's the hard part. Oh yeah, I Scooter Davis a beast, bro. You got Scooter Davis, he the one. Yeah, Scooter Davis is the one. That's definitely one of the top prospects right now. Yeah, yeah, Scooter Davis a problem. Matter of fact, Scooter Davis kind of remind me of well, not kind of. He the only fighter out that remind me of Devin Haney. Bro, that good. I'm talking about reminds me of Haney. If you see how he fight, he that good though. Like, bro, it's really that good. Yeah, I didn't know who he was at first because I was like, man, this dude Derek Davis is a beast. Everybody kept saying, yeah, this guy Scooter Davis is a problem. Like, yeah, I'm probably this dude Derek Davis probably better than him. But that's the same person though. His name Derek Davis, but they call him Scooter. Yeah, but he's a beast though. Yeah, around 135, 140, those weight classes. That's why I said, man, as these guys like Scooter Davis get older, Abdullah Mason, um, Floyd Schofield, bro, them guys like Keyshawn gonna have to figure it out, bro. There's gonna be a lot of guys sitting around trying to fight. All these dudes trying to build up every fight, that ain't gonna be happening. They got way too many fighters coming into the boxing game now where you can't build up every fight. That's not gonna happen. If you're not a big name already, you gotta be like somebody like Canelo or something. But they got too many fighters now that everybody who got a belt try to build up a fight. Nah. So guys like Scooter Davis, that's why I said a couple of weeks ago, Keyshawn not making weight. It's the only thing that did was open the door for guys like Scooter Davis and Abdullah Mason, these young guys. Now you're gonna see more young guys start to move a lot faster in boxing now. It's gonna be like the NBA. Instead of these young guys starting to build themselves up and fight, you know, how everybody said these young guys be fighting taxi drivers. They gonna start fighting real deal opponents now. Yeah, they gonna fighting real deal opponents now. Look at who Abdullah Mesa fighting right now. Like if you look at his resume at 21, it's better than a lot of these other guys. He's fighting knockout punches. Then Scooter Davis, I seen the guy he fought recently. That dude was pretty good for for a prelim fight for a young guy fighting as a prospect. Yeah, a lot of these prospects taking tougher fights. They ain't gonna tell y'all that, but a lot of prospects is taking tougher fights than what these guys was taking. Because Tank has fights when he was fighting in Mexico. These dudes was fighting knockout artists in America early in their career. They ain't going to Mexico. Even though Mexico got some good fighters over there. But what I'm saying is these prospects ain't doing that now. They going straight to the dinner table and fighting the best. Guys are really knocking people out that ain't never been knocked out before. Yeah, it's a lot of yeah, man, a lot of these guys been knocked out before. Yeah, if you look at who the fighters fighting now, man, they fighting real deal guys. That's why people be saying, man, Abdullah Mason got dropped by a trash fighter. Man, that dude is a knockout artist. The dude who dropped Abdullah Mason was a knockout artist. You had a prospect go out there and walk down a guy who don't get knocked out by veterans. And he knocked him out early. And got knocked down a couple of times and ran right back at him. So yeah, you usually don't see that in boxing, but especially from a prospect. And people say Abdullah Mason don't got a chin. He definitely got a chin. He definitely have a chin. So yeah, when you see these prospects fighting guys like that these days, they wasn't doing that 5 years ago, 10 years ago. If you look at a lot of these guys' resumes, they was fighting guys that's like 0-4, 1-7, 2-10. This dude 21 years old fighting guys that's knocking people out, putting them to sleep. And he's not even he doesn't have his man strength yet. He still has like he has a kid body. Still like has a high school body kind of growing into his frame. But he getting stronger. Now that dude, Scooter Davis, he big already. In 2 years, he gonna be a problem for people like Keyshawn and all those guys at 140. I think he might be at 140 by then. Yeah, you're right about that, Chris. He don't like getting hit that much with them combinations. He be trying to pull back from letting his hands go. But I don't know. He does that when he's comfortable because I'm looking at the fight with Esau Cruz. He letting his hands go against Esau Cruz, and his hands was hurt. But it was to the point where he had Esau Cruz against the ropes and everything. So yeah, I think he was just uncomfortable. Yeah, you're right about that though. You're right about that. That's why he lose a lot of rounds because he don't want to take no chances. He don't want to take a chance unless it's for sure. Then he want to make sure people tired already. Rarely does he get a guy when he's already like at full strength early in the fight. He'll kind of walk you down, chase you, try to wear you down, then cut you off in the corner, and then go for the knockout. He don't usually go for it early though. That's why I said with De Los Santos, that was a matchup I really wanted to see. And Brian Norman Jr. just said recently, the two hardest punchers he been in the ring with was De Los Santos and Tank Davis. And that's why I said Keyshawn did not want to get in the ring with that. I think that video came out a couple of days before Keyshawn was supposed to fight De Los Santos. I know he heard that. He was like, nope, I'm definitely not getting in the ring with him. He punching like Tank. I'm like, yeah, he is. If you see that Rayo fight, he definitely punching like Tank. Yeah, he definitely gonna move up soon. I can see him moving up probably mid next year, probably like 12 months from now. He probably still got like 4 to 5 more fights though. I don't think it's that bad, you know what I'm saying? Because he just had Ramadan, so he was already losing weight before he had his last fight. That's what I think made it look so bad. He had Ramadan, then he had to lose weight for the fight. Then he had another fight recently already. I think that's why he looked really skinny, but yeah, he is getting bigger though. That's gonna be a problem. He is getting bigger. I think he's gonna be 140 soon. And I think Scooter Davis will too eventually, bro. He big, bro, for 135. If he stay at 135, somebody gonna get hurt. So I think he gonna move up too. I think Floyd Schofield will too. He a big dude too. That's why I said 140 gonna be crowded soon. For one weight class, it's gonna be crowded with a lot of young guys. That's why a lot of people that's at 140 now, they gotta make a decision if they're gonna move up. Yeah, that dude Sam Notes, he said he gonna knock him out. That dude said he gonna knock out Abdullah Mason, and he's not gonna last long. Shouldn't have took the fight. He was like, he shouldn't have took the fight. Yeah, every time I see Abdullah Mason, every fight he getting bigger and bigger now. So yeah, ain't no way he can stay at 135. He's getting way too big. I think that's because he's naturally growing, getting stronger, putting on a lot of muscle. He ain't as big as Floyd Schofield is. I don't know how he made 135. I'm not even gonna lie. Cause I seen Abdullah Mason recently. He was standing next to somebody else. He's not that big really. For 135 he is, but he's not like a big dude. You know how like Terrence Crawford was at 135. He was a pretty big 135. But Floyd Schofield is a big 135 though. Can't even lie. I don't know how he made 135. Yeah, between Tank and Edwin, they should have made that happen. But yeah, he almost fought Tank though. That was gonna be the backup fight just in case Lamont Roach would have got hurt. If Lamont Roach would have got hurt, they would have had Edwin versus Tank. Yeah, they almost had that fight happen, but it didn't happen. Definitely didn't happen. Then Keyshawn had this man weigh in for nothing. So this man might end up being 140 soon. So we might not see him at 135 at all again. Yeah, he like a bodybuilder. I'm like, every time I see a clip, he in the weight room. I'm like, every time I see this dude, he in the weight room, bro. Don't never have no boxing gloves on. Usually in the weight room. But yeah, De La Santo definitely punching though. He definitely punching. He can get out box though. He can get out box. But a lot of these dudes ain't boxing. That's why he dangerous. Yeah, Edwin got that one punch knockout power for real. Yeah, he punching like that. I seen it last year because he was sparring Brian Norman Jr. And that's the crazy part. Edwin was sparring Brian Norman Jr. Getting ready for this Keyshawn fight. He was finna trying to go destroy that dude. Yeah, Keyshawn definitely dodged the bullet, bro. That man was out there sparring Brian Norman Jr. last year. I was like, oh, Edwin trying to go to 140 for real. That's when he was gonna move up to 140. Then Keyshawn was like, I'll fight you at 35. That man could have went ahead and just fought Frank Martin on Tank card or something. That's why PBC be doing in-house fights though. These dudes be setting up whole fights and don't make weight. That's crazy, man. Yeah, Edwin could have went ahead and fought Frank Martin. I would have watched that too. But yeah, everything from 135 to 140, 47, they gotta make something happen quick. Because, I'm not gonna be patient like I was in the past with a lot of fighters as far as, waiting around 4 or 5 years for them to fight some guy who number 3 or number 4. Like, bro, just fight somebody, man. Just go through the rankings, fight who you supposed to fight. We don't need to build no more fights up. That's why this Tank Lamont Roach situation happened now because they're trying to build up other fights. Man, just go ahead and have a fight happen, man. Now, if Tank Davis retired without fighting guys like Shakur and stuff, it's gonna be a bad look on boxing. So they better make sure that don't happen. And I know people say, yeah, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Bro, it ain't for sure that it's gonna happen, bro. It is not for sure it's gonna happen. Because Loma just retired and now Abdullah Mason finna fight for a belt. You don't know what's gonna happen at 135. Then Keyshawn going to 140. I don't know who he can beat at 140. So I don't know what's gonna happen in boxing right now. And if Tank lose to Lamont Roach, what he gonna do as far as at 135? He gonna stay at 135? Or is he gonna move to 140? If anything happened as far as Tank losing in that fight, it's gonna change everything in boxing. It's gonna change everything. It's gonna be like cat and mouse after that because you're gonna have a guy trying to fight Roach, and then whoever try to beat Roach, they're gonna feel like they the man. Then people gonna feel like the guy who beat Roach, Tank gonna have to try to fight him. It's gonna be a whole situation if Tank lose. That's why I like boxing though. Anything can happen. Yeah, he was definitely worried, bro. I can't give him a pass for that one. I can't even do it. Yeah, I can't give him a pass on that one. He was shook. This man gonna come in overweight and try to have a fight. Didn't even try to lose weight. Then we ain't got no picture of this man looking weight drained or nothing for no fight. I'm gonna do a video about that one day, but it's something about Keisha. I noticed that too. People ain't noticed that, but trust me, I'll be looking out for everything. I noticed that Keisha and Tiafimo do not wanna be weight drained at all. If they gonna be weight drained, they just gonna move up or something like that. Because I've never seen them weight drain on the scale before. Most boxers, no matter who they are, it could be Navarrete, Pitbull, body. Most of these dudes that look weight, but those two guys, for some reason, they ain't never weight drained. Never. And that's gonna be a bad thing if they think they're gonna walk around heavy or just fight at their natural weight. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. Cause I'm gonna be honest with you, everybody ain't like Baranchik and Lemos. Lemos is a small guy, and Baranchik is a small guy. Those guys ain't the same size as Sabril Matias or somebody at 140. So yeah, guys gonna have trouble moving up, man. That's why Eddie Hearn has said something recently about the rules they having as far as weigh-ins. They want guys to be a certain weight during fight week. He said, but Tank care less, man, about legacy of being in the Hall of Fame though. If Tank loses and get knocked out or just get beat up for 12 rounds, I think he's gonna just retire, brother. Yeah, I think he might retire. I think the retirement thing is real. Tank just want to get paid though. He just want to get paid and you know enjoy boxing. That's it. As far as the legacy, nah, he in it for fun and he in it for the fun and enjoying the sport. Like looking at it like it's a business and everything else. As far as the money part, yeah. Inside the ring, nah, he ain't really looking at it like that. He ain't looking at it like that. He just not. He just not. We would have known already. Like right now, Keyshawn is. I don't know, man. People, I'm not Keyshawn, but Shakur Stevenson is somebody who's looking at legacy right now more than anything. If you look at the way he moving, the way he talking, he got the pressure on him. He acting like he just lost. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of thing I pay attention to. If y'all look at Shakur Stevenson last couple of tweets, just go on Twitter right now. Look at Shakur Stevenson tweets and just read the last 5 or 10 of them. It's gonna sound like he just lost a fight, and he undefeated right now. If you go look at Tank tweets, it look like he just won, and he just had a draw. I mean, you can't fake it till you make it, bro. He already made it, so ain't no reason to fake it. He said AB. Yeah, that's fact, J man. That's AB. That's a product of AB. Definitely is. Definitely is. But I think that a lot of these guys not fighting a lot. It's just catching up to them, especially in PBC. A lot of these guys ain't fighting a lot. You see what happened to Caleb Plant recently? Man, I told everybody recently. I know I said this on the channel a lot, bro, but PBC not putting on a lot of fights. Bro, they gotta start having dudes fight 3 or 4 times a year, bro. If they keep trying to put on these mega fights every 6 months, they gonna have a lot of these dudes getting knocked out, bro. Caleb Plant would have won that fight if he fought like 3 or 4 times a year. But fighting once a year, bro, they gonna ruin a lot of these dudes' careers. And a lot of these fighters on PBC are actually good, but you can't fight once a year and be a good fighter. You can't fight a year and be a good fighter. They putting on too many big events. They gotta have more smaller fights, or have guys fighting on Telemundo or something. This ain't gonna work. You got too many guys ain't going a year without fighting. We haven't seen Andre fight since the Benavidez fight. Charlo ain't fought since Canelo fight. Man, we got too many fighters sitting around just waiting on a big fight or a big card. Man, just put anything together. You got enough fighters where you can just put any fight together. Guys ain't got to make a big boatload of money to knock off some ring rust. Dudes now, they like, man, I ain't fought in 2 years. I need $10 million. Bro, you ain't fought in 2 years, bro. What are you talking about? It's been 2 years. Do you know if a guy leaves the NBA and he don't come back for 2 years, he's not finna be making any kind of money like that. He's finna be making like $1 million. And hopefully he'll make the team. Even when Michael Jordan came back, he was like on the bench or something. I think they had Mike coming off the bench. He couldn't even get his number back. He had to turn the number to 45 or something. These dudes think they Michael Jordan. Instead of banking on Fedor and Tim Tszyu. Yeah, they tripping on that. It's gonna be a good fight, but they still want Fedor and Tim Tszyu. Those some of the younger guys they got over there with PBC. So they trying to push those guys as far as still the next generation, because they kind of in their prime right now. Even though you got older guys, it's bigger names, but they kind of like the prime guys. So PBC trying to stick with them, same way they did with Rayo after he lost, and same way with Gary Antoine Russell after he lost to Puello. I actually want to see Gary Antoine Russell fight Puello though. I think PBC still got some big fights, but they got to put them together, man. They're trying to build everything up. Because soon Turkey going to have big fights over there. And it's not going to make any sense to deal with PBC. Especially when Caleb Plant's losing to Resendez and guys like that. He said, I heard Boots wants Mel for his first fight at 154. Yeah, I think Boots fight anybody at 54. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know what PBC doing with Mel. That'll be a good fight though. That's definitely an option though. That's definitely an option. Because from what I heard, Jamel was supposed to fight. Well, they were talking about Jamel versus Ortiz, but I don't think Oscar was gonna make that fight with Ortiz and Mel because he wanted to take an easier fight this time. He actually said that too. He said he don't want to have Virgil Ortiz take 3 tough fights in a row. So Bolchuk, so he said Bolchuk, Madrimov, and I guess Charlo, Baccarat. Those fights are a little too tough right now. 3 fights in a row. But as far as with Jamel, yeah, that's why Turkey. I was gonna talk about it later, but I'm gonna talk about it now. Then Turkey actually, the reason why he got mad at Oscar De La Hoya, well, he mad at Oscar De La Hoya right now because Oscar ain't made Virgil Ortiz available. Turkey got Boots at 54. He's looking to do some fights with Boots Riyadh season, and Virgil Ortiz ain't open right now. As far as for Oscar, so Turkey like, man, I gotta find a fight for Boots now. Now I guess they're looking at Jamel, but I don't know. That might be a long shot. It might be something to talk about right now, but I think Jamel and Boost, that's kind of new, but I wouldn't be surprised if they made that fight though. Because Jamel just turned 35. He's not getting younger. The man just turned 35. And we all know this and not being funny. His twin brother is Jamal Charlo. So if Jamal Charlo legs is kind of going a little bit, I'm pretty sure his younger brother is not too far off as well. He said, "Is it true that Boost ducked Bakaram at 54?" I'm hopefully wrong because nah, actually, it was Charlo. Bakaram is Charlo's mandatory from like 2000, like 2021. So Bakaram been Charlo. He was Charlo mandatory for like 3 or 4 years. So before Charlo fought, it was either before or after Charlo fought Tony Harrison. Then he became a mandatory. Then Charlo fought Castano the first time. He was supposed to fight Bakaram before that fight. Paid step aside money, made a promise, signed a contract with Bakaram, told him he'll fight him. He'll fight him next for the championship. Then that's when they had the draw with Castano. And then PBC came back, made the rematch the next year with Charlo and Castano. That's when Charlo came back and beat Castano. After he beat Castano for the draw, he was supposed to fight Bakaram for that fight. Instead of going to fight Bakaram, he went and fought Canelo. So instead of fighting Bakaram, he fought Canelo. So that's why if somebody said anybody ducked Bakaram, it was definitely Charlo because that was his mandatory. And then Tim Tszyu was supposed to fight Bakaram when Tony Harrison fought Tim Tszyu. So instead of Tony Harrison, it was supposed to be Tim Tszyu. I mean, not Tim Tszyu, but Bakaram. And then at the last minute, Tony Harrison was like, "I'll fight Tim Tszyu," and that's when he was a late replacement. Came over, he fought Tim Tszyu and lost. But yeah, 54 been bagged up a long time, bro. To be real with you, like that whole Charlo situation, it had 54 bagged up for a while, man. It's kind of a good thing because you know you got a lot of guys in the division right now, but yeah, he had definitely ducked him, Chris. You right? Yeah, Boost and Charlo a good fight. Charlo ain't young as he used to be. I think Charlo still got the edge because you know he got the equalizer, bigger puncher, but you know Boost got a lot more skills, better movement around the ring. But he can't take too many chances though. You know what I'm saying? Charlo still can catch guys pretty good. He's still one of the best knockout punchers of this era though. I will give him that credit. Jamel Charlo is still one of the best knockout punchers in boxing. Nah, Bakaram actually working with PBC. He already Bakaram got a fight lined up already with what's the dude name? Josh Kelly on Canelo and Crawford undercard. Now, but Bakaram actually he called PBC first to see if they wanted to set a fight up. I guess with Charlo. They ain't get no word back from him. Then it was supposed to be a mandatory with Lubin. I guess Lubin that mandatory would be I guess later on this year or something. But yeah, Bakaram he talked to PBC first though before he dealt with Turkey. But he gonna be on Turkey card now though. I guess he working with Turkey now. But yeah, but Virgil actually they went to Virgil Ortiz and asked him did he want to fight. They asked Virgil Ortiz that he wanted to fight with Baccaram. He said nope. Nah, or Oscar said no. I don't think Virgil cared. But Oscar said nah, he didn't want 3 tough fights in a row. And the crazy part about that is Baccaram manager, who was Kathy Duva, she the lady who was the manager for the redhead lady, who was the manager for Kovalev, Sergey Kovalev. She sat up here and said, yeah, we'll take the fight with Virgil Ortiz. We'll take it right now. She said this like in April, March or April, something like that. This was like 3 months ago. She said this 2 months ago. I'm talking about they could have had what? Oscar had what? 5 or 6 months to get ready for that fight. You got 6 months to get ready for that fight. He like, nah, we ain't gonna take that fight. So I don't know, man. That dude Baccaram is a threat right now. They was gonna give Virgil Ortiz 6 months to get ready for that fight. You see how everybody do though? They want Terrence Crawford to fight all these guys back to back. But Virgil Ortiz, they was gonna make him fight the same guys they wanted Terrence Crawford to fight. He fought Boachuk, he fought Madrimov, then he was gonna fight Baccaram. Now they give Virgil Ortiz the same fight schedule they was gonna give Terrence Crawford, and now Oscar De La Hoya talking about no, that's too hard. We don't need 3 tough fights in a row. Man, these dudes scary in boxing, bro. These dudes scary in boxing. These dudes scary in boxing. That's why a lot of these times I don't try to compare other boxers to some of these greats or elite fighters, because once they fail the test, bro, I'm not. They can't keep up, bro. Cause I noticed ever since Terrence Crawford went away from 154, now everybody kind of dragging their feet. Like, nah, y'all need to fight each other. What y'all waiting on? They wanted Terrence Crawford to do all the dirty work. Y'all ain't finna fool me. So look, I want y'all to notice this now. And I'm not hating on Virgil Ortiz. I like Virgil Ortiz. I think he want all the smoke. I'm talking about Oscar. Now Oscar and Virgil Ortiz should have put his foot down. But Oscar, you sitting up here saying that Terrence Crawford ain't this, he ain't that. Now Virgil Ortiz in the same position that Crawford was in. And they said Terrence Crawford ain't doing nothing in boxing unless he fight Baccaram. Virgil Ortiz get the opportunity, then they turn it down. These dudes ain't trying to fight nobody. They trying to build a name up. That's why I say it's cool. It's cool building up your name off of Terrence Crawford. I ain't got no problem with it. But when it's time to show up, don't be trying to ask for no mercy. Like, hey man, this is how the fight game go. I know that. But don't try to build your name up off Terrence Crawford when you really ain't like that. Because a lot of these guys, when they try to compare themselves to Crawford, they're like, oh, well, I'm like Crawford. I can do this like Crawford. Then when it's time to fight people like Crawford, then everybody got excuses. Man, if Terrence Crawford had a choice to fight anybody he wanted to in his career, he would have fought all these guys. He would have fought all these guys in their career. These boxers right now, they don't know it or not, but they have a good opportunity to be great. You can fight anybody you want to right now. Now, if you don't fight everybody you need to, you're going to end up looking bad. They're going to regret it too. We see a lot of young guys like that now. I told everybody, we see what Keyshawn doing right now. We're seeing what Ryan doing. We're seeing what Tiafimo doing. And what do everybody say in boxing? About these guys that be talking too much. Eventually, and have you noticed, those guys still talking and everybody else fighting. And certain guys are still talking, certain guys are just fighting now. I'm telling you, in boxing right now, everybody quiet right now in boxing. If nobody's quiet right now, that means you don't got a fight set up. But most of the boxers right now, they're quiet. Shakur Stevenson in the gym right now. You got Crawford, Canelo. They had a press conference yesterday. That was the most they talked. They're gonna be in the gym. Everybody gonna be in the gym. If you don't got no fight set up, then we already know what time it is. You ain't trying to fight nobody. That's why you seen all these guys like when Ryan and Tiafimo was talking about Crawford, and I'll fight Crawford, I'll fight Boots. Boots going to 154, Crawford's going to fight Canelo. Playtime over with. Either you gonna set up a fight or you gonna be in the stand just like every other fan. So right now, boxers are either gonna be boxers or they're gonna be fans. They're gonna be in the crowd like us. They're gonna be sitting right next to us in the crowd, watching the fight like everybody else. And that's a fact. Cream ride to the top, always. Always. They better realize it. And then you got Turkey coming out here. I'm gonna tell you the bad part too. The bad part is Turkey has a lot of fighters right now with this Grand Prix tournament. I know people not really paying attention to it, but the Grand Prix tournament, he has all these high ranked, elite prospects that people don't really know about, and he gonna have more fighters he can pick from. And a couple of those guys might be able to beat the guys that's fighting on the big Riyadh season card. So, Turkey doing a lot of things right now. People don't know it, but the competition gonna get a little hard in a minute. Because right now, people are building up fights, but once it gets to where Turkey wants it to get to, it ain't gonna be no more building up fights, matchmaking. If you're a prospect and you're an elite prospect, you might lose 3 or 4 fights in a row. It might just be like that. I mean, that might happen in the future. I think the matchmaking is going away. To be honest with y'all, have we seen any fights? Yeah, that Grand Prix on 5, bro. Have we seen any fights this year that really been like matchmaking? Where it's like, yeah, that was matchmaking right there. Like even when Caleb Plant fought the Mexican guy recently, that was a bad matchup. Charlo fought a 54. I think that was a matchup. I think that was like matchmaking because he fought a 54 and he's like 68, I think. Yeah, that's probably the only fight I could think of. Every other fight ain't really been no matchmaking going on. Everybody been basically fighting good competition, tough fighters. It's gonna be very, very tough this year. It's gonna get really tough. I'm telling you. I think the thing that's gonna hurt fighters even more if they start making guys fight 3 or 4 times a year. You're gonna really find out who the best. You really gonna find out who the best. They looking for all kind of rule changes and everything. If they want to make a rule change, just have guys fight more. You ain't gotta worry about weight. You ain't gotta worry about testing. Because even with the situation with Munguia, he still got caught. Even though Munguia was fighting dirty, he still got caught with a good shot and was able to get knocked out. Yeah, he making them all step it up. He making everybody step it up. I think when he was talking about the running rule situation, uh, he was just playing with the narrative a little bit, but I think it was more so about the main event guys. You know what I'm saying? People don't want to talk about it, but Canelo was in the main event and Ryan Garcia was in the main event. So I think that's really what Turkey Al-Sheikh was talking about. If you look at any fight Turkey's put together, he ain't really thinking about no co-main event or the undercard. Not that much. People say he did with Hamza Shiraz or whatever in that fight, but I've seen him do that with the Usyk and Fury situation. I remember when people thought that he wanted they thought he wanted Tyson Fury to win the fight. People was like, "Oh, you see, Turkey Al-Sheikh is going for Tyson Fury. You see that?" So a lot of people thought that he wanted Tyson Fury to win when he was standing up next to the ring or whatever. So I can see both sides, but yeah, he making dudes fight right now. Dudes is getting exposed fighting on Turkey out of sheet cards. Whether people know it or not, guys is getting exposed. That was the worst Canelo ever looked, and it wasn't coincidence. That's why Shakur Stevenson looked good over there. And people talking about he fought an electrician. That electrician will beat the brakes off of most of these guys at 135. I want y'all to watch out for that electrician that Shakur Stevenson fought. Watch how he start beating the brakes off a lot of these guys. Yeah, Turkey Al-Sheikh exposing these dudes. Oh, and Tank saying that? Oh yeah, Tank was going too far on that, bro. Talking about Lamont Roach going to his kids too. Yeah, man, he going too far, bro. That's how dudes is though. I'm not surprised by Tank saying something like that. He always talking about somebody's kids. He said something about he, he was talking about Billy Joe Saunders' son. I don't know if y'all seen that before. Tank was talking about Billy Joe Saunders' son on Twitter. Yeah, he was talking about Billy Joe Saunders' son on Twitter. Where is it at? That boy Tank crazy, boy. Let me show you the picture real quick. Hold on. I don't know if y'all seen this before. I'm pulling it up right now. Gotta make sure this the right thing. Hey, y'all seen this picture before? What y'all read this? Hey, look at it, Chris. You seen it before, Chris? Hey, read what Tank said on this picture. That dude crazy, boy. Yeah, he always says something like this. Yeah, Tank crazy, man. But yeah, I'm not surprised he said that to Lamont Roach. Yeah, that's the most random beef you ever see in your life. I'm like, why y'all beef? I still don't know why they were beefing. He said your son got his shoes on the wrong feet. Yeah, Tank crazy, man. I swear, Tank be for some reason I be like, man, he ain't nothing like Mike Tyson. But the stuff he do, the only person I can see doing it is somebody like Mike. For some reason, when he do stuff like this, I can be like, the only person I can see doing this at a young age is probably Mike Tyson. That's a boxer. The old Mike Tyson, not the well, Mike Tyson old now, but you know what I mean. Mike Tyson back in the day, he would have did something like this, but yeah, Tank be going in on kids and everything, bro, all the time. So when he said something about Roach kids, I'm like, yeah, this is what he do. Yeah, I called it out a couple times. He said something about Keyshawn, man. That dude be talking about everybody, bro. He don't care who you is. He don't care if it's a mom, a child. Women and kids is not off limits with this guy. So if you ever get in an argument with him, he gonna say something about your mama or your son or daughter or whatever. Yeah, he be tweaking. He tweaking, bro. So yeah, when I seen it, I just thought about this. When I seen the Lamont Roach back and forth, I thought about this tweet, and I was just like, man, he ain't gonna never leave these kids alone. Never. Yeah, he be going too far sometimes, for real. I ain't gonna lie though, I'm not laughing. I don't even know if the kid got his shoes on the wrong foot or not. But the fact that Tank just be saying random stuff like this, it's just you can't do nothing but laugh, bro. Cause it's like this dude crazy, and he's not acting either. He really is crazy. Dude really is crazy. You can tell he was mad too. You can tell he was mad. It's an Air Max 95 fake. It said Air Max 95 fake. This dude funny, man. Yeah, Tank hilarious. We definitely need people like him in Boston. Bro, definitely a wild card. He definitely be on his Dennis Rodman stuff a lot of times. He don't go as far as Dennis Rodman, but he borderline at this point. I ain't gonna lie, Tank is probably the closest thing we got to Dennis Rodman right now. Yeah, people don't remember, but they think Draymond Green and Steph Curry is crazy, but if they would have seen Michael Jordan having to calm down Dennis Rodman, they would have been like, man, this dude be tripping. That's definitely what Tank on. He be on that Dennis Rodman stuff. He said Air Max 95 fake. Yeah, but Billy Joe Saunders, he always talking trash though. Always talking trash. He threw a piece of chicken there, Wilder, I think. Yeah, but Tank, he need to bounce back, man, against Roach, bro. He got to. He got to bounce back against Roach. The way these people talking right now, bruh. And he better hope Shakur Stevenson don't go out here and stop Zepeda. If Shakur Stevenson go out there and stop Zepeda, it is over. Turkey Al-Sheed just posted a picture of Matt Skellerman. I guess he gonna have him on. I guess Turkey Al-Sheed finna bring back Matt Skellerman. Tank said they follow everything I do, but they want to go against me. This nigga's funny. Follow everything. I don't know. I guess he's talking about the haters, man. Yeah, Tank a bully, man. He's just a bully. He's just like a real deal bully. He don't be acting on it. You know, a lot of people be saying, man, he just, Chris, when we be calling out what Tank be doing, a lot of people say, man, he just building up the fight, bro. He ain't building up no fight. That dude really act like this. Yeah, like he said, man, he want to be happy, but it's gonna go left at any time. Chris Stevenson said he the king of 135. Shakur Stevenson said, I'm the king of 135. Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, yeah, they said something about Boost declined Baccarat. I don't know. I don't know if they said he declined that. I don't even know where they got that from. I see that on Twitter though. Yeah, I see that on Twitter though, man. Turkey out here with everybody today. Yeah, it ain't too much going on out here. That boy Tank out here, man, being a savage right now. He putting everybody on notice. Yeah, it must be a press conference coming up. I hope they had that press conference this week. If PBC do not make that press conference happen this week, they're gonna drop the ball. He said they're gonna drop the ball. Yeah. I don't see ain't nothing much going on though. Tank said something about he said something to Bill Haney. My face old cool. This dude right me said anything. That's funny. Yeah, shout out to him though. I don't know, man. We just need to know about this press conference and this fight coming up. They say it's good promotion, but he gotta let us know what's going on out here. Because at this point right now, by the time Tank fight Lamont Roach and he have another fight, he gonna be 31. He about to be 31. And I don't know how long he gonna be at 35, bro. I don't know how long he gonna be at 135, but he got to make a move soon. I mean, very soon. Them young guys ain't playing. I know he holding on to a belt right now, but if he got Lamont Roach giving him issues for 130, he might want to move up. Yeah, he definitely got issues, bro. He definitely got issues with Roach. He definitely got issues. And I see a lot of these guys at 130 moving up, and they won't smoke with the guys at 135. You guys, oh, Shaq, talking about he want to fight Shakur. Man, these dudes ain't playing. He said it's going to look really bad for Tank if Lamont Roach watched him in the rematch, and then Lamont fights Shakur next. Yeah, it's going to look bad, bro. I said that earlier, Chris. If Lamont Roach go out there and beat Tank, then fight Shakur, and Shakur go out there and dominate him, it's going to look real bad. And I can see that happening too. They gonna find out how good Shakur is in a minute. They gonna be like, man, he's stepping on guys like that. Yeah, yeah, he is. Definitely stepping on guys like that. They gonna find out very soon. In the Zepeda fight, they gonna find out when Zepeda go out there. See, what people don't realize is Shakur he ain't used to being the underdog. So for everybody to look like he gonna win, I mean lose, and Zepeda gonna win. Then Zepeda talking about the ring size ain't gonna matter. They trying to help him out. He's still using excuses. It ain't gonna make a difference. I'm going in. He said I'm going into his territory. Bruh, come on, man. You finna get a fair shake. You ain't going to nobody's territory. He finna get a fair shake, man. I don't know what he talking about. He just got a basically a gift against Tevin Farmer, so you should be good. If anybody should be good, the Patriots should be all right now. But yeah, I think Shakur Stevenson gonna have the best performance of the summer though, out of everybody over the next couple of, I say, weeks. He got the best performance. His hands healed up a lot more. He done got some rounds in against Padley. He ain't been out the ring long, so yeah, I think Zepeda gonna be in trouble, man. And it's not a lot of people that want to fight Shakur either, bro. The only person that's really calling him out is Lamont Roach. We heard Tito Machado, but he had 140. So Lamont Roach really the only guy that want to fight him. And Shacky Foster, my bad. Shacky Foster called him out too. Now I know Shacky Foster, he really won't smoke. Everybody else I don't know. But Shacky Foster, he really won't smoke. He really wants to fight Shakur. Matter of fact, he said he gonna use his super champion status to move up and fight him. He said he gonna use that status to fight him. Watch. So that's the only fight I really see where I'm like, okay, that's dangerous. Oh, I appreciate that. Whoever sent me that clip, man. I got it on my email. Appreciate it. Yeah, I gotta do a side by side on that because I know everybody like, man, why y'all talking about Tank right now? Bro, he's still one of the most popular boxers in the game. And we already know this. You know what I'm saying? And he does have the power to make any kind of powerful fight happen. Big fight happen in boxing. So yeah, we gonna talk about him. Yeah, we definitely gonna talk about him. He gotta make this fight happen. And Tank kept it real too. I got a video tomorrow, compared to everybody else, but he definitely kept it real though. A lot of people out here capping talking about guys is trash. But I think he kept it real though. He knows what time it is. Really what Tank said out here is it's a lot of guys that ain't finna be fighting each other like that. That's what he really said. He kind of proved that already. That's why if y'all notice, man, ever since Norman got that knockout, it's been a lot of people quiet over the last couple of days. And Tank been talking more, so that's a good sign as far as for him. He know what time it is. He knows that his back ain't the only one against the wall. I think that's how Tank looking at it. Yeah, I definitely think Tank is looking at it like, man, I ain't. Everybody else got to prove themselves as well. And he got to gift that last fight, so he got to make the best of it. Definitely got to make the best of it. It's gonna be a long summer. Got to get your mind right. This might be the last fight. If he lose this fight, do I think everybody will just stop tuning in to see him fight? I don't think so. I'm gonna be real with you. If he lose the fight, I don't think everybody gonna stop tuning in. I think people gonna still keep watching him, and they gonna want to see how he does against certain opponents. I think it's too deep in the game to the point where people gonna completely leave him alone. But it will be more criticism. The noise will get louder, but he's still gonna be must see TV though. Like even right now with him taking the knee and everything, people still want to tune in. So I don't think it's gonna hurt that much, but because it really hasn't helped Lamont Roach as much as people would think it has, but on a global scale, as far as to the average person, they don't really expect him to do much outside of what he did against the Tank in the Tank fight. So yeah, he got to make a lot of chances. Yeah, Foster really like that, bro. Yeah, I definitely believe in Foster's skills. And he seemed like he getting a little too heavy for that weight class too, so he might need to move up. But the only person I actually can see giving Shakur some problems like that would be Shaqy Foster. I'm being real. Anybody else, I don't think it's a good style matchup. But and if y'all look at how Shaqy Foster did Robinson what's it, Constacia, nobody beat Constacia up like that. Not even Shakur Stevenson. And Shakur Stevenson, he was beating Constacia up pretty bad, but the way that Shaqy Foster did it, he made him look like he was average, like he was nothing. And Constacia was a gold medalist, I want to say. And he made him look like that. That's the same guy who beat Loma in the amateurs, even though, they changed the decision around later on. But he was beating up Loma in the amateurs. So the way Shaqy Foster did Constacia, I definitely think that he can hang with Shakur, but if Shakur keep fighting at 135 the way he is right now, it's gonna be hard to beat him. I'm gonna be real. It's gonna be hard for anybody to beat him. Yeah, people definitely sleeping on Stephen Fulton. I forgot he's fighting Fulton. Man, I forgot that's happening. Yeah, I think Fulton is a beast. Yeah, Fulton a problem. Yeah, I think Fulton got a chance though. You said you got Fulton outboxing and winning 8-4, 7-5. Man, I haven't even thought about that fight, to be real with you. But if I had to choose right now, I would pick Fulton. The only reason is because every time he moves up, he get better and he looks stronger. That's why in that Inoue fight, he looked super skinny compared to his last fight. In the Inoue fight, his arms were skinny, legs. In the Figueroa fight, he was pretty big. He was solid. Yeah, that's the only reason I would give him a chance, because I feel like the more he move up, it seemed like him gaining weight helps him out a lot more. Sometimes guys cutting weight and being in a lower weight class kind of hurting them. But it seems like the more Fulton move up, the better he is. He probably was just draining himself trying to make them big fights at that weight class. What's going on, LaShawn? You said you got to take over everybody. We're going to see, man, in August. We're going to see. If Tank go out there and stop Roach, he definitely going to be on his way. He got it easy right now, to be honest with you, because if Tank can somehow stay at 135 and, handle business at 135, he'll be all right. It's not that hard right now. I don't think Del Santos is going to stick around for a long time. So, yeah, Tank can still do something at 135. He just got to get past Roach. But I don't think Shakur going nowhere at 135, though. He got to fight Shakur Stevenson. Yeah, he got to fight Shakur. I never thought that Keyshawn would move up before Shakur Stevenson, though. I always thought that Shakur would move up first, but yeah, he got to see Tank, though. Shakur definitely going to fight Tank if he have a chance. because after Zepeda, you really ain't got nobody at 135 contenders to really chase. Unless people say he should fight Abdullah Mason. If Mason get a belt, people gonna say they gonna want to see Shakur Stevenson fight him. Yeah, so that'll be a good matchup with but I don't know, man. If Roach go out there and beat Tank, I wouldn't be surprised we see Shakur Stevenson fight. He said we gonna fight everybody though. At 135 though, you still got Andy Cruz down there. Man, if Roach get that upset, bro, it's over with. I'm telling you. If Roach get that upset, Shakur Stevenson gonna be the happiest person. He gonna have an opportunity to fight Roach. Then he could just get the Roach win. And he ain't gotta fight nobody. He'll be the man after that. Well, he will have to fight somebody, but he ain't gotta chase nobody. If I was Shakur, I'd just get that one win over Roach. If I get the chance to fight him. Even if Tank beat Lamont Roach, Shakur could still go fight Lamont Roach. That's the bad part about everything like this. Shakur still have a chance to go fight Roach. It ain't like because Tank go out there and beat Roach or something, that Shakur ain't gonna have a chance to go fight him. He still can have go fight him, and people will still watch. No matter what happened between Tank and Roach, I still watch Shakur fight Lamont Roach. So I think that's gonna be a good fight regardless. I think it's gonna be a very good fight. Yeah, that's the only person Shakur can fight right now. 35. That somebody like Tank that fought already. Yeah, that'd be a good matchup. Yeah, that'd definitely be a good matchup. Yeah, Tank need to make that happen, man. Yeah, Tank need to fight Andy Cruz too. I like to see Tank fight Andy Cruz. He said, "Do you really believe Tank will actually fight Shakur? I highly doubt. Nah, he ain't gonna fight him. If they do, if it happens, it'll be like 2026, 2027. That's definitely when I see that fight happening. Tank already know what time it is. He gonna save it for the end because PBC they could have been made a deal with that man. That was the first. That was the first company he went to. He told everybody, "I'm gonna see what PBC talking about first." They ain't want to make no deal, so it is what it is. But a lot of these guys like Boots and Shakur, they want to be active anyways. They already see what happened to Caleb Plant. These guys want to be active, so they don't take a loss like that. Losing because you're not active is terrible. In PBC, they make sure you lose if you ain't active. That's why I'm worried about Stephen Fulton moving up like that. I know he gonna be good because he fought what 2 times recently, but man, gaining all that weight, he gonna be stronger and faster, and he can outbox most people. It's gonna be a good fight between him and Shaq Foster. Though. I forgot they got that fight lined up. It almost feel like a fake fight, man. Nah, he not gonna unify. That's why I'm like, man, I might as well just go with Lamont Roach, man. I'm good with watching Lamont Roach at 35. It ain't gonna hurt Tank anyways. Tank still gonna have big fights. Even if he go out there and lose a 12-round fight, he'll still have big fights. But I don't think they're gonna try to unify right now with Shakur because there wouldn't be no reason to be honest with you. If I was PBC, I would have tried to make Tank versus Gary Antoine Russell. And he said he could have made 135. I would have made that fight already. But we're gonna see, man. Maybe they recycle some guys like De Los Santos and keep doing the in-house fights. But if they don't, they gonna get left behind. That's why that dude Miritai right now at 135. He in a good spot, man. With Shakur Stevenson leaving, and then Abdullah Mason got a belt. See, he got a good chance to make some things happen because we know that he ain't got to go through Keyshawn Davis, and he could just wait it out. It ain't that many. It's not that many strong names at 135, and they talking about Andy Cruz ain't ready to fight this guy. They want Andy Cruz to get a couple of more. I don't want to say tune-ups, but a couple of more rounds in, I guess. How many rounds he's got in so far? 13, 23, 30, 40. He got 45 rounds in the last. So he's only had what, like 3, 4, 12-round fights? Yeah, so he ain't really had that many rounds yet. He just had his first 12-round fight. It didn't go 12 rounds, but all his fights been 10 rounds. So yeah, Andy Cruz got to step on the gas pedal a little bit. He's not a big 135, so he's gonna be at 135 a minute, but yeah, that might be the next guy to get undisputed at 135. It depends. It all depends. If Stevenson doesn't stay at 135, I would give Andy Cruz a good chance. If Shakur leaves 135, then yeah, I would say Andy Cruz probably be the best at that weight class. But I don't know, man. I want to see him and Miritai fight. I feel like that dude got some power. You know, anybody can get out boxed, but I haven't seen nobody with real power against Andy Cruz yet. So real power definitely will. It does matter. We're gonna see though. But yeah, man, that's all I wanted to talk about tonight, man. I appreciate everybody for coming through. We're gonna be back on live tomorrow. I want to talk about another topic. I was supposed to talk about this like 2 days ago. But tomorrow I'm gonna talk about something a lot of people ain't talking about in the morning. Well, I'm gonna try to come back in the morning. If not in the morning, it's gonna be like early afternoon. But I got another topic I'm gonna talk about though. Y'all definitely not gonna want to miss this one. Very good topic. But yeah, I appreciate everybody for coming through. You know, checking out the live, man. We definitely gonna have another one tomorrow. I appreciate everybody coming through. Shout out to Chris and J Man coming through. And everybody else who came through. Aaron, everybody in the chat.